Welcome to a Dead Squirrel in the Woods Productions. This is a bonus content episode with me, your host, Nicholas. And thanks for listening. If you would like early access to the show on Monday instead of Friday, be sure to subscribe to our page on Spotify for $2.99 a month. Otherwise, we can be found on YouTube and iHeartRadio with new episodes premiering on Fridays. So, when you think of St. Patrick's Day, what comes to mind? Well, I'm guessing shamrocks, leprechauns, Irish flag, green beer, corned beef. That's just to name a few things. But how did these things become part of St. Patrick's Day? Well, they come from Irish folklore, which some of it may be true and some of it not so much. And today we're going to talk about the origin of St. Patrick's Day. I figure a good place to start would be St. Patrick himself. You cannot discuss St. Patrick's Day without the tale of St. Patrick himself. Now, the legend goes that good old St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, drove the snakes out of the country. Now, if you ever go to Ireland, you'll find out that it is a cool and damp climate. You may be thinking, what is your point? Well, that is not a suitable environment for snakes, so chances are they never existed in Ireland. Now, most probably think St. Patrick himself is from Ireland, right? Well, that's another misconception. St. Patrick was actually born in Britain. Chances are Wales, and this was in the late 300s to an aristocrat family living in a comfy villa with plenty of slaves. Now, he does have ties to Ireland, but not what you're probably thinking. When he was 16, he was kidnapped and forced into slavery as a sheep herder on the coast of Ireland. He did this for several years until he heard a voice telling him to escape. He returned to his family in Britain only, to hear a voice telling him to return back to Ireland and spread the word of Christianity. And Ireland does have pagan history, so this would, I guess, make sense. With this, St. Patrick returned to Ireland and became a priest and eventually reached bishop. His mission was to convert as many pagans to the Lord. He is believed to have baptized over thousands. So the snake tale, according to some historians, is that they represent evil, and snakes are a metaphor for him ridding Ireland of paganism. Okay, let's move on to shamrocks. Now, this is also linked to St. Patrick. It is said that he used the shamrock or clover to represent the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. However, this is not supported by any known evidence. This is just kind of hearsay. Historians believe that the Irish Christians saw the clover as a cross, and St. Patrick used this to further advance his ministry efforts. Shamrocks are said to be sacred in ancient Ireland for the symbol of rebirth, of spring. Now, all I've mentioned is the three-leaf so far. And you're probably asking, well, what about a four-leaf clover? Well, those are very uncommon, and they're actually a genetic mutation. This is why they're considered so lucky. Um, every 10,000 three-leafed, there's one four-leaf clover. That's pretty rare. Now, it is time to go to leprechauns. So, what is a leprechaun? Well, they are considered to be a fairy-like creature in Irish folklore, all the way back to Celtic mythology. They are said to be mischievous and typically a small man wearing a green outfit and a green hat. Now, early accounts, however, have them dressed in red for the symbolism of lone fairies. They are solitary creatures that live in remote areas and are shoemakers. They are said to hide or stash gold that they obsessively protect. If you have seen the first Leprechaun movie, it turned out bad for those who stole or kept any of the leprechaun's gold. So, that's just another version of it. They are part of this holiday for the ties to the Irish culture. Now, you may be asking or wondering what a leprechaun's personality is. Well, leprechauns are not mean-hearted, but they're not friendly. So, antisocial? They are known to be tricksters, but they do not lash out at people that are innocent. Their tricks are designed for those that try to trap them or take advantage of them. Now, leprechauns are known to be intelligent and aware of how greedy men can get. For this reason, they hide from us and also hide their gold in underground burrows. Entrances to these hiding places are said to be concealed and look like a rabbit's hole or a hollow tree. Now, say you were to catch a leprechaun, like, it would be wise to be careful how you talk to them. They can be very deceiving, and they can find a loophole in any deal made with them. Bet you they'd be good lawyers, but I digress. It is said that if you capture one, they will grant you 3 wishes. But be careful, because they can twist your wishes into nightmares. So, it is true that they are shrewd, but they are not sitting around brooding and plotting all day what to do to somebody. They do prefer playing music and dancing instead of seeking revenge. It is believed that they are shoemakers because of all the dancing. They wear their shoes to shreds. So now, the most common thing we would do here in America is we go to the bar and we drink green beer, Irish coffee, something on that line. Now, the drinking tradition might come from the belief that the Irish are drunkards who drink large amounts of Irish whiskey and ale. But this is not correct for the little men and the people of Ireland as well. Whereas here in America, we associate that with drinking. So there's a misconception with that. But leprechauns do have a few special abilities, like the ability to cast small enchantments. They can appear out of thin air and vanish just as quick. They are able to conjure up mesmerizing images, for example, a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. If you catch one, like I said before, you get 3 wishes, but be careful what you wish for. They are little tricky little guys. They are also gifted musicians, so they do have some good attributes as well. I would tend to say they're probably just antisocial and want us to leave them alone. Now, I think it's time to wrap it up. So, now, if you do go to Ireland, the little men are beloved by people there, but many could go without the mention of them as well. So, be polite. This is because this has led to a catch-all stereotype for Irish people, and to them, it's a misconception of the culture. So that's what I found on St. Patrick's Day. So go celebrate next week, or whenever you're listening to, if it's before St. Patrick's Day or on the day, or if you're listening to it on St. Patrick's Day, go celebrate today. You could go to the bar, watch the Leprechaun. One of my traditions is I like to watch one of the Leprechaun movies. I start with the first one. If I can get further, I get further, depending on what my schedule is. Now, another tradition would be to wear green, and I hope you have a good St. Patty's Day. And just remember, on St. Patrick's Day, we are all a little Irish. This has been a Dead Squirrel in the Woods Productions. This was edited by me, Nicholas. And thank you for listening, and be sure to check us out on our socials. Follow us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button to be notified, and we are also on Facebook, and we have a website. We also have a subscription option for $2.99 on Spotify to get access to the show on Mondays instead of on Friday when they normally would drop. Hope to have you back for future episodes.